2024 is a year of significant anniversaries for Poland and Central and Eastern Europe. 35 years ago, in 1989, the first democratic parliamentary elections in over 40 years were held in Poland, paving the way for the fall of communism across the region. 25 years ago, in 1999, Poland, the Czech Republic and Hungary joined NATO, giving these countries and the international investment community an instant security guarantee. And 20 years ago, in 2004, Poland and 7 other CE countries joined the European Union, giving the region free movement of goods, capital, services and people across Europe. Today, Poland is a stable and dynamic market built on strong foundations and solid achievements. Last year, 2023, was a challenging year for real estate markets across the world. But once again, Poland showed its resilience, and 2024 is seeing a return to strong growth. A new government is also part of the equation, and there are signs that REITs legislation will finally be passed, potentially adding a fresh wave of domestic capital to the market in the coming years. According to the European Commission, economic growth is set to pick up in 2024 and 2025, supported by a rebound in private consumption, continued expansion of investment, and well-performing exports. The EC predicts a GDP growth rate of 2.7% in 2024 and 3.2% in 2025, well above the EU average of 1.7%. According to Bloomberg, economists have started the year displaying increased optimism for the Polish economy, raising their growth forecast and reducing inflation expectations for 2024. With Poland looking primed for an upturn, let's turn to some of the cities and companies setting the pace. With nearly 2 million inhabitants and a wider metropolitan population of around 3.5 million, the city of Warsaw is the undisputed powerhouse of Central Europe. It's not only one of the most exciting cities to live in, it's also one of the greenest, with 43% of a city covered by parks and woodland. 2 newly renovated parks are Storm Action Park and Pole Mokotowskie, both in the district of Mokotów. The focal point for Storm Action Park, which commemorates the Warsaw Uprising, is a 121-metre-high mound which provides a fantastic bike route and children's play area, not to mention an unrivaled view of Warsaw's skyline. And the 70-hectare Pole Mokotowskie Park has been completely revamped to provide natural habitats for wildlife and more sports and leisure facilities for inhabitants. Warsaw now has 742 kilometers of bike lanes, and this spring the new pedestrian and bike bridge opened over the River Vistula, and I really hope you can come and see it for yourself sometime soon. Public transport is a priority for the city authorities. At the beginning of the year, Warsaw signed a letter of intent with the Royal Embassy of Denmark in Poland to explore the possibility of using excess heat from the city's metro system to provide heating for a large proportion of Warsaw's homes. Above ground, a new 19-kilometre tram line to one of Warsaw's most populous districts, Wilanów, is under development that will significantly reduce the need for car usage on that route. One of the city's biggest regeneration initiatives is the New Centre of Warsaw programme. In last year's film, we featured plans for the revitalization of a central square around the Palace of Culture and the transformation of Chmielna and Złota streets. Another of the programme's key schemes is the renovation of Gwardia Hall in the centre of the city, whose distinctive structure will provide a new space for meetings, fairs, culinary and cultural events. The regeneration is being carried out under a public-private partnership model. In the latest European Cities and Regions of the Future rankings for 2024 by FDI Intelligence, Warsaw has once again excelled, coming higher than Paris, Munich, Madrid, Berlin, Stockholm and Barcelona. The city has 6.25 million square metres of modern office space, compared to just under 4 million in Prague and around 4.25 million in Budapest. Skanska, renowned for its commitment to sustainability and with over 30 years on the Polish market in office development, is currently offering 2 remarkable projects in Warsaw, strategically situated atop metro lines. Studio Office Complex is nestled in the heart of Warsaw between metro stations ONZ and Daszyńskiego in a rapidly transforming Wola business district, offering unparalleled accessibility by various modes of transport. Studio B was successfully completed in 2023, while Studio A is due for completion in the 4th quarter of 2025. South of Studio, along the city's southern artery Puławska Street, stands the P180 office building, strategically positioned just 180 steps from Wilanowska metro station. Both Studio and P180 uphold stringent ESG standards, prioritizing environmental sustainability and reducing their carbon footprint through innovative solutions such as CO2-reduced concrete, energy-efficient and water-saving features. Standing close to Skyliner 1 at Rondo Daszyńskiego in Wola district, Karimpol Group's 130 square metre Skyliner 2 office tower is already under construction. The project will have 24,000 square metres of usable space over 28 floors and is due for completion in 2026. Architecturally, the second phase of a Skyliner complex complements the first phase, delivered in January 2021. The two skyscrapers will be linked by a common area spanning a total of 4,500 square metres dedicated to retail and service concepts open both to tenants and local residents. Skyliner 2 will be filled with greenery from the entrance to the roof, with sky gardens totalling almost 900 square metres on the top floor. It will be constructed to strict ESG standards and will be powered from renewable energy sources. In last year's film, we featured Towarowa 22, the mixed-use urban regeneration scheme by Unii Europe Poland, an eco-investment group on a 6.5 hectare plot, also in Wola. Since then, construction has started on the first building, Office House, which will be powered by renewable energy, including some generated on site. The building, which will offer about 31,000 square metres of leasable office and retail space, will have a 3-layer glass facade that will reduce energy consumption for cooling or heating. The project is surrounded by plants and trees with a network of urban streets as well as walking and biking trails. The centrepiece of Towarowa 22 will be a park with a modernistic pavilion. In Mokotów, Archicom, a recent addition to the Eco Investment Group, is transforming a predominantly office area in Warsaw into a lively residential quarter, offering easy access to public transport, education, shops and leisure activities, as well as over 3.5 hectares of greenery. At modern Mokotów, 1,500 apartments will ultimately be built, and a special part of the project is the construction of a public primary school for over 450 students, an educational facility being created in the spirit of ecology and community. Moving from Warsaw to nearby Łódź, Flow is an investment in the new centre of a city which will deliver over 1,200 apartments and occupy 2 hectares of land. Located close to the Łódź Fabryczne railway station and the EC1 Scientific and Cultural Complex, a new central square for the city called Kobro Market Square will also be built nearby. The distinguishing feature of Archicom's Flow will be the ubiquitous flora in the form of facade gardens and a pocket park. The scheme, ultimately consisting of 5 buildings, will be open to the whole city. The revival of the Polish economy presents new investment opportunities for Griffin Capital Partners, spanning both real estate and private equity. This is illustrated by the successful IPO of residential developer Muropol, one of Griffin's investment platforms. Despite market volatility and a complex geopolitical landscape, investors have maintained their confidence in Poland. A prime example is the self-storage market, into which Griffin has ventured with their South African partner Redefined Properties Limited. Through the acquisition of Stacado, one of the largest self-storage operators in Poland, the company plans to invest about 100 million euros and become a leader in this sector in Poland. Griffin Capital Partners was an early pioneer in Poland's private rental sector, and its Resi for Rent portfolio currently boasts 4,100 units in operation, with an additional 4,400 units under construction. Their second platform, LifeSpot, will expand its portfolio to 10,000 units within the next 3 to 4 years. Griffin also operates 2 platforms in the Polish renewable energy sector, PadRes and Himon. With Poland confronting the dual challenges of transitioning to renewable energy and achieving energy independence, Griffin Capital Partners are keen to contribute to this important process. With Poland set to become one of Europe's leading growth engines in 2024, the warehouse sector continues to play a significant role in Poland's economic success and building resistant supply chains. At the start of 2024, modern warehouse stock stands at over 32 million square metres, with almost 3 million square metres under development. In recent years, the city of Piotrków-Trybunalski has emerged as a major logistics centre in the country. Located in central Poland, which has just under 5 million square metres of warehouse space, the third highest concentration of space after Greater Warsaw and Upper Silesia, Piotrków-Trybunalski is the location for Renault-IO's central Poland logistics hub. The existing buildings, comprising 135,000 square metres, are all BREEAM rated, and there is further development capacity for 265,000 square metres that can meet ESG credentials and has already become a well-established scheme for international occupiers such as JYSK and Logista, as well as national logistics operators. The site has full zoning capable of delivering significant development capacity and is one of only a handful of large development sites in Poland under single ownership. Back in 1989, Poland had a severe lack of housing, a shortage estimated to be about 2 million apartments. As Polish society has grown wealthier, demand for premium housing has skyrocketed, and 35 years later, developers have managed to cut the shortage by about a half. One such developer is BPI Real Estate, a Belgian company belonging to the CFE Capital Group that operates in large Polish cities. BPI Real Estate's mission is to implement the principles of sustainable development at all stages of their investments, reducing their carbon footprint. In Warsaw, BPI Real Estate Poland is building the 243-apartment Chmielne Duro project opposite the tallest building in the European Union, Warsaw Tower. Moving to Wrocław, BPI is building a spectacular 183-apartment scheme close to the Old Town at 4 Chista Street. The Belgian developer's green DNA is visible in features such as photovoltaic panels, an irrigation system based on rainwater, and nesting boxes for birds. Next to the Baltic coast, and the city of Gdynia, where BPI Real Estate is building the exclusive Bernardowo housing community, one of the few residential investments in Poland boasting BREEAM certification at the very good level, achieved by using materials with a positive impact on environmental protection and energy performance approximately 20% better than national regulations. And now to Poznań, where, in partnership with Revive, another developer of Belgian pedigree, a large-scale mixed-use renovation project called Cavalier is being developed in the city centre on the site of a former cavalry barracks and surrounded by historic Art Nouveau building. Located within walking distance of the Old Town, Cavalier is also close to a 7-hectare park and the Poznań International Fair. Staying in Poznań, and Western Poland is embarking on an amazing project called Stara Rzeźnia, which in English means the old slaughterhouse. The historic buildings of a former meat plant will be carefully restored and offer service, retail and gastronomic premises, as well as cultural and exhibition spaces. The company will construct residential and office buildings around the plazas, squares and alleyways that will replace the demolished buildings from the time of the Polish People's Republic. The usable area of the complex will exceed 80,000 square meters. Western knows the importance of this location, which is why the company aims to showcase valuable industrial architecture and build a harmonious neighbourhood within historic surroundings. Over 100 years old, this somewhat forgotten part of the city will take on a new character and once again become accessible to residents and visitors alike. There are a lot of exciting schemes underway in Poznań, one of the most vibrant and successful cities in Poland. The Arena Sports and Entertainment Hall is the leisure heart of the city. The venue will undergo extensive modernisation to bring it up to the highest standards. The new music theatre headquarters, due for completion in 2026, will be a cultural jewel on the map of the city and the largest theatre in Poland, accommodating 1,200 people at a time in its main hall. And the Berdykowski Bridge for pedestrians and cyclists will soon connect the two banks of the River Warta, adding a whole new dimension of accessibility to the city and bringing it closer together. Poland is a nation of many large, strong, independent and dynamic cities, each one unique. You would be hard-pressed to find two cities anywhere in the world that have transformed to the extent that Katowice and Łódź have over the recent years. Kraków and Gdańsk have successfully combined heritage and history with becoming thriving modern business hubs. Wrocław has over 20 universities with around 150,000 students studying in the city. Gdynia and Szczecin on the Baltic coast are growing in importance to the global supply chain. Then there are cities like Rzeszów, Lublin, Bydgoszcz and Białystok, which have firmly established themselves on the European investment map. The potential in all these cities remains huge. That's why skilled and talented young people from around Europe are coming to Poland. And with its lakes, coast, mountains and forests, it's also a pretty great place to live.